2019 ATA show. We're standing outside the Tactacam booth, and we've got Aaron here, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about the brand new. Oh, you actually got new stuff this year.
We got a couple new items coming out. Yeah.
Last year you were kind of like, oh, we can't show you. Oh, okay.
We can tell you a little bit, right? Give you the clip notes. But yeah. So last year we had the 5.0 camera that came out, 4K resolution, 8x zoom, all the bells and whistles you can dream about in a point of view camera. You know, everything you expect from Tactacam improved on. This year, we got a lot of things we want to do with this, like software-wise, to give guys more options, more bells and whistles that we can incorporate into this camera so we don't have to come out with a 6.0 on you. We did some other really cool things. So we actually have this new mounting system. It's called FTS. It stands for Film Through the Scope. If you see the TV up here, it's actually live streaming from one of our crossbows. What FTS gives you the ability to do is use your Tactacam to literally film through the scope. It doesn't affect your eye view at all. I mean, you look straight through the FTS. You're looking through your scope. You got about 1.5 inches of eye relief. You give up a little bit, but it allows you to now have whatever power your scope goes up to. So if it's a 20 power scope, you're getting 20 times zoom, and it has the crosshairs right there. You're not going to have a question about where that shot was on that animal at 200, 300, 400, 500 yards now. It's really, really cool. A lot of crossbow guys, again, they're shooting in thick brush. They're out 60, 70 yards now with these crossbows. It's ridiculous. It's hard to see arrow placement, but now there's no question.
So here's a question for you, and for people out there that probably want to know: can we add this to a rifle scope? Is that yeah?
Yeah, it is completely customizable to whatever scope you have. There isn't a scope out there, even some of the long range scopes, stuff like that. There's no scope out there that this will not fit.
Because I think that was some of the things that the Tactacam really shined on. I mean, I know last year when you talked to us, and you and I talked about this, is wearing it on your head, you get a little bit better vantage point of kind of that over the shoulder approach. Now you're actually giving them a new type of footage, as you guys can see up here in 1080p. You're getting that crosshair to give you kind of that unique footage that you're not going to get with a camera like this or a DSLR. You're giving them something that you can add to your shows, your self-filmed hunts, that really give it some impact, if you will.
Very much, yeah. And there's other things out there that film through scopes and things like that, but none of them allow you to film through the scope. Like, you can't see through the scope. You're then looking on a different screen. Things are different. This, you adjust your scope to the parallax setting, the focus setting, whatever you're doing that way, and there's nothing that changes from your eye view, and the camera sees it all.
And get out. So what's the retail going to be on this?
This is looking at right in the 100, 120 range is what it's going to be. We're still making some tweaks to the design. This is a prototype model we have here, but once it's all finished out, I'm looking at 120 probably.
120. That's not a bad price. And then, of course, you got the Tactacam line. The 4.0s and 5.0s are still going, and the wides.
Yep.
What are we talking? The price range?
So the 4s are, or the 4.0s, yeah, $329.99. Map retail price there. The 5.0s are $429. That hasn't changed since last year. But we do have a new camera out as well called the Fisheye Camera. That'll be out here in March.
Okay. And that was the one that I think you guys were showcasing, if I'm not mistaken, one that's pointing at you. Like a lot of guys were turning it, facing them on some of the pictures I've seen some guys putting out. So you could use it as a self-filming camera and have that Tactacam, the 5.0. Yes.
Yep. No, this is a totally different camera. This is
a different one.
Totally, it's going to be a green camera. The Fisheye is what it's going to be called, and it's completely centered around fishing. All of our other cameras were developed off the hunting concept, and what does the hunter need to film? What about the fisherman? So we had our wides. The wides work great. This thing's waterproof to 30 feet. It's got a full loop feature. It's got a direct power source, so you can run it all day long, never fill up an SD card, never run out of battery, and you get all the footage you're ever going to want.
So now
and it has the remote feature.
So now he's talking my language, because no, but seriously, and not to bring up GoPro, but honestly, GoPro was the only option before that, because I would want to put it on a net, like we go catfishing, we get some big catfish, and put it at the base of the net, so when you're netting it, you just get some different footage, or have it attached to something on the boat in the rig where it's like a foot under the water. You're telling me now you're going to get something that that's the power of the Tactacam. That's it. And it's waterproof up to 30 feet.
30 feet, yes sir. And oh yeah, he's gonna have to get a couple. The nice thing is they're gonna retail at $199, so they don't break the bank.
My goodness.
And again, you don't need a ton of accessories, because all your accessories from Tactacam fit this. If you got GoPros, your GoPro accessories fit the Tactacam. And like you said, you got one under the water. Maybe you want one on each end of the boat. You want one on your head. You got the remote feature just like the 5.0, so you can turn them all on at one push of a button.
And that's one thing that I've been doing with my Tactacam more so than hunting, honestly, because on the boat I can't take this rig.
Yeah.
I've tried it before. Well, you don't want to if it falls over. But not only that, it's like you're fishing, both your hands are occupied. How are you supposed to man a camera?
Exactly.
So if you got it on your head, and I've used the Tactacam, because that was when Samantha caught that big cat up there. I had it up on my head, and anywhere I'd look, I got the footage of all that stuff, and it works out great. So $199 price point. When are you guys launching that?
That's going to be about the March time frame. So right in time for fishing season. Yep.
Wow. Does it glow in the dark too?
That's a great question. I don't know if it glows in the dark, but it's pretty vibrant. If you drop it in the water, we want you to see it. So
wow.
It'll float, obviously.
Oh, wow, that's really good. No, but Aaron, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it, guys.
Good seeing you guys again.
Guys, make sure you check out more here from ATA 2019.